This is the newly released Holy Stone HS360S drone. And this drone weighs in under 250 grams, so it does not require registration with the FAA or remote ID. This is a beginner-friendly drone that has GPS Intelligent Assistant Flight, a 3-kilometer relay transmission, and a 4K resolution camera. All of that for the price of $200, and right now you can pick it up at a discount. I'm new to flying drones, and I must say learning to pilot this one was surprisingly easy. It's all thanks to its self-leveling feature. The drone hovers on its own without you needing to make any adjustments. The drone comes inside a nice carrying case, and this holds your drone, the remote control, and will also hold 2 batteries. This only comes with 1 battery though, and this gives you up to 20 minutes of flight time. Inside you will also find a tiny screwdriver, 4 spare propellers, and some spare screws. You will also find the instruction manual as well. Now taking a quick look at the controller, this has an LED display that shows you all the information about the drone once you connect to it. On the sides there are physical buttons to change the speed, take a picture, start recording, and to return home. There's also a small speaker on the top here that lets you know when the connection was successful, when the battery is low, and so on. The joysticks on this can be removed, and the control has a place where you can tuck them away so that they don't get damaged or caught on something. Pushing the left joystick up causes the drone to fly up, while pushing the joystick down causes the drone to descend. Pushing the stick to the left or right causes the drone to turn in that direction. The right joystick controls the movement of the drone, pushing forward makes the drone go forward, and pushing it back makes the drone fly in reverse. Now pushing the joystick to the right or left will make the drone fly side to side. As for the camera, you can tilt it and zoom in and out with the wheels on the back. This lets you get some pretty cool shots to get that bird's eye view. In order to fly this drone, you will need to use your phone and download the Holy Stone app. This top section here expands to hold your phone in place, and this uses a USB-C connection. You can plug in the cable to your phone and the app should automatically start up. Now for iPhone users, there is also a Lightning to USB-C cable that you can use instead. Just remove the cable from the control and plug in the other one. Now once connected, the connection was very strong and very reliable on the multiple times that I flew this. Since this is a tethered connection, there is less latency between the connection of the phone and the controller compared to it being over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. But there's still some slight latency between the video and the drone maneuvering, so I have been mostly flying this with line of sight. Now taking a quick look at the drone. This has a brushless motor, and the arms tuck away into the body, making it easier to stow away in smaller places. The arms do need to be tucked away in a specific order. The bottom ones need to be tucked away first. On the bottom right side here is where you can insert the micro SD card. The drone can take up to a 128GB SD card to store all your videos and pictures. Now on the back side is where you insert the battery. The drone looks well made and it feels like a quality drone. This drone has survived 6 crashes, 2 of which I caught on video. My first crash was from really high up, and it dented the corner section where the battery goes in. So this has been holding up incredibly well after all those crashes. And here's the video clips of the ones that I caught on video.
No! Oh! Oh! Ah!
Now let's go ahead and jump over to the video quality. The camera can shoot video in 4K but at 20 frames per second, which makes the video not look as smooth. You can get smoother footage if you set the resolution to 2.7K, which gives you 30 frames per second, which I think looks much better. This drone doesn't have a gimbal, so the video stabilization is not the greatest. You can see just how shaky the video looks. If you want some smooth footage that isn't very shaky, you will need to fly this at the lowest speed and turn very slowly. Also, setting the video resolution to 2.7K makes the video look much better. This drone offers 3 different speed modes. There is a 3 meters per second, 5 meters per second, and 7 meters per second, which allows you to progress gradually as you gain more confidence. I found the speeds to be a little slow, but these are great speeds for someone that is just beginning. I was able to clock an impressive 28.9 feet per second, which is approximately 19.7 miles per hour, which is faster than the advertised 15.65 miles per hour. I was able to achieve this speed during a forward descent with the help of gravity. Landing the drone is very simple. You can try manually landing it by descending slowly, but you might land the drone a little hard at times. If you press this button here, this will land the drone on its own. It also kind of lands hard. Now this doesn't have any sensors on the bottom, so make sure there are no obstacles if you decide to use the auto landing. One of the best features of this drone is the auto return to home. This will return the drone back to where it initially started with great accuracy. You can either press this button here and the drone will return to its starting position. Or if the battery gets critically low, it will automatically return to home. So far this feature has been working incredibly well. The drone even rotates to the direction it was facing when it took off. Once you start the return to home feature, the drone will fly to the set return altitude that you set on the app before flying back to the starting point. And it will do this to clear any obstacle like trees, poles, and stuff like that. So if you want to use this feature, make sure that you take off from a place that is cleared of obstacles. This drone offers AI tracking that is supposed to keep track of you with the camera to keep you in frame. You enable this on the app, but it didn't work. It wasn't able to keep track of me. Every time that I tried to use it, the drone would lose track of me right away. The GPS tracking on the other hand was really good. The drone was able to keep track of the controller with good accuracy, and I can have it follow me around just fine. In the app you can see some stats for your flight records. It gives you flight time, flight distance, max mileage, max altitude, and max speed. You can also jump into the map to get a pattern of your flight. In the app you can also adjust the parameters for the flight distance, flight altitude, and return altitude depending on how confident you feel about flying the drone. You can also enable the beginner mode that gives you some preset parameters. While this drone comes with some remarkable features, it's important to consider a couple of cons. One notable drawback is its limited battery life, offering only 20 minutes of flight time per full charge. I got more of a 17-minute flight session because then it would auto-return home when the battery was critically low. If you desire extended flying sessions, you will need to buy an additional battery, and that will run you an extra $60. Now, both the drone and the control transmitter have a 1500 mAh battery. The drone charges in about 3 hours while the transmitter fully charges in 2 hours. So if you only have one battery, you'll need to be very patient and wait for the 3 hours for the battery to charge to fly again. The compromise in battery life contributes to its lightweight build, allowing it to remain under 250 grams. This was one of the most fun videos that I had creating. Overall, the Holy Stone HS360S drone delivers an enjoyable flying experience. There are a couple of things that would have made the experience much better, like a better image quality and a gimbal for video stabilization. For the price, it's a good starter drone. Now, if you're thinking of picking this up for the 4K camera, don't. You will be disappointed. But if you're picking this up for a fun experience and to learn how to fly a drone, then I would highly recommend it. Alright, so that does it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to drop a like if you found the video helpful and subscribe for more tech related videos, and I will talk to you on the next one.